everybody and welcome back. I'm excited to be here for my final mini Christmas project using the Cozy Christmas collaboration kit that I created with the wonderful Nathalie at LineDotArrow. I do have a playlist listed in the description if you want to go and check out the other videos that I have done using the kit, and as I say, making mini projects that could either be sent as a happy mail or as a nice little stocking filler for somebody who loves journaling. Now, just a little reminder before I get started that this is the last week to enter if you are interested in the prize draw. Nathalie and I, as we usually do when we have a kit release, we also have some freebies and we set some challenges for the month. So now we're coming up to Christmas and the end of this month. This is the last week for you to post your entries in each of the Facebook groups. For every post, whether it's a challenge piece or just something else that you've created with either the kit or the freebies, so long as you use the hashtag Cozy Christmas Collab, then you will be entered into the prize draw. And each of the Facebook groups will be doing a prize draw. So if you post in more than one Facebook group, then you've got more chance of winning. So on with my little mini project. Now, myself and my family, we've all had colds, so we've got these tissue boxes, and I just thought this had a really pretty design on it. I also like the opening. I think that would make a really cool window. So I was thinking of making like a mini album. So I've already started putting some bits together, but it's all kind of pinned still, so I'll show you exactly what I have done. But I've kind of got started with the innards before I've even made the base. So I think I'm going to get started with putting the base together, and then I'll talk about the actual pages in a moment. So obviously you can do this absolutely any size tissue box that you like. This one, if you are interested, is just shy of 4 inches by just shy of 4.5 inches. It is quite a deep box. Obviously we're not going to be using all of that, so I'm just going to very quickly open it all out. Right, okay, so that's the tissue box opened up. Now I really only want these 2 panels here, so I'm just going to very quickly chop off the bits that I don't need, and then we can get around with kind of measuring the actual size of the cover that we need. Right, okay, so now that I have chopped that down and I've just kind of straightened up the edges, we have this. So we've got this lovely little window on the front. Now what I am going to do is I want to create a teeny tiny, it doesn't have to be huge, but a teeny tiny little spine on there. So I'm just going to grab my scoreboard. And then I'm just going to line this up with any of them. Now I know it's hard for you to see on the pattern side, but I'm lining it up with a 5. And then I think I'm not even going to go 1/4 of an inch. I think I'm just going to go 1/8 of an inch. It just needs to be really, really small. And then I'm just going to create that little spine. It just gives it a little bit of something just so that it's easier to open. So can you see that teeny tiny little spine? And now I can trim off that. So I'm just going to put a little marker. That's where I want to trim. Okay, so there's our base for our little album. So we've got our lovely little window, a teeny 1/8 of an inch spine. Now, if we bring this back in, so I had some old file folder laying around, so I thought I would make some kind of accordion fold series of pages with some pockets and things on. Now, as I said, I've kind of stuck some things together, but not all of them yet. But these are going to go inside here. Like I said, they're a little bit wonky at the moment, but they'll go in there, and I thought it just looked really cute with that Santa peeking out as well. But obviously we've got this horrible grey on the inside, so that does need to be covered. And to make these pages and to cover those, I did have some scraps left over from some of the other projects that I've done, and then I just used a couple of extra pages from the kit where I needed to. So I've got some more scraps to the side, which I'm going to pull in because I think these might be quite nice. Okay, so maybe keeping the green theme. I do quite like that bow, although you're not really going to see it because when this gets stuck down inside here, you're only going to really see a little bit. So it doesn't really matter what's in the background. So I'm going to use this one to cover that back part. So I'm just going to line it up, and this is how I've pretty much measured each one. So I'm just going to go up to that spine, draw a little marker, and then shuffle the page over just so I can see where the edge is down here, and again draw a little marker. Now I'm just going to see if that's tall enough. It's just a bit short actually. That's a bit of a shame. That's okay, so we'll have to use a different paper for inside here. But let's trim this one and get this bit done. So just looking for that marker up at the top. And down the bottom. Okay, and then I've got this sort of Santa one, which might be quite cute as well. Although I'm thinking I might use this one for the inside of this cover. And then, otherwise it's just too much Santa. And then because that's green, I can then have Santa peeking out here. So that's a good idea. Let's do that. Because I've got my Santa on the edge there, haven't I? So that will help him show. So I'm just going to measure that again. So again, up to, oops, the spine. I'm just going to move those bits. Again, move this over, mark down the bottom. Now I am totally winging this project. I have no idea if it was going to work. I just saw those tissue boxes and I thought, oh, that would be a cute little make. So we will see how this comes together. Okay, so that can go on the inside. So what I'm going to do is just ink around the edge and get that bit stuck down, and then we'll work on the next bit. Okay, so that's that side, and then we have this one for this side now. Now I'm not going to stick it down just yet, but what I am going to do is just grab some paper clips and clip that in place so I can obviously get that oval window chopped out. Okay, so all I'm going to do is fold that closed. I'm then going to trace. And then I know this is where to cut. Okay, so there's the oval cut out, so that gets stuck in there. So again, just going to ink around. Okay, so that goes on there. So we're going to glue that down. Okay, so that's how it's looking at the moment. So back to this then. So this, as I said, is going to go on the inside. Now I have corsetinaed this, and all I've done is, because what did we say this was? It's just shy of 4 inches. So this I've done as 3 3/4, and then I've done it as, I think, 4 1/8 high. And then what I've done is, again, because I had sort of scraps of file folder, so I've just doubled the length and then folded it in half, and then on one end I've created large notch, just so that obviously it can become a pocket. Now, as you can see, this obviously was a file folder, so I kind of kept that edge because I do like that. And then, yeah, I've kind of just concertinaed them. So this one's going to go that way, and it's going to get stuck down there. Then if you open it out this way, you've got these two. That will be then a pocket. And then if you open it out fully this way, that will be a pocket, and that's where it attaches to the actual base. So these have been inked and glued down. I just haven't attached it to this one yet. And then the next panel has been glued. There's nothing on the back because that's where the pockets are going. So that's that part. So it's just this last bit that I need to do. So I thought I'd do this bit on camera so you can kind of see my process. Now, the only thing that I haven't been sure on is whether I'm actually going to do some sewing. Because I was thinking, if I'm going to end up sewing around the edge, then that just also makes the pocket a little bit shorter because of where the stitching is. So I'm just not sure if I want to sew. However, all of my other projects I have been sewing, which is what makes me want to add some stitching, because I have done it in all of the others. Okay, so that's the last one done. So as I said, that's going to go on the back of there. So I just now need to make the decision as to whether I'm going to sew all of these together, because they would essentially be sewn like that as one great big chain. Yeah, I think I would like to add some stitching, but I'm literally just going to do it along the top and along the bottom, just to kind of attach all of those pockets. So that one went on that side. Okay, so that's pretty much how it's going to look and how it's going to fit together. So as I said, I'm literally just going to do one stitch along the top and along the bottom. That will hold all of these pockets together. The only bit that I'll have to glue, although actually that's the back, so yeah, that's the opening. Okay, so I may actually sew up there and up there, just because that then seals the back of the pockets. I don't have to seal any more than that because this one will actually get glued down. So yeah, so I'm going to sew along the edges, and then I'm going to sew down this panel and down that panel just to kind of close the pockets, because obviously I've got that pocket there, and on that side I've got that pocket there. So just to seal those, I'm going to sew down those two pieces. Right, I'm going to whiz off to my sewing machine and do that, and then I'll come back and we can attach it to the album cover. Right, okay, so there's all of my stitching done. So as I said, I've gone along the top, along the bottom, and then just down where the two pockets are. All I've added as well is just a little bit of lace and some of the twine that I've been using in some of the other projects just down that edge, just to kind of give it that decorative start. It does poke out a little bit once it's all closed, but I think that just kind of adds to it. So I think what we need to do now is get this stuck down. So I'm just going to glue these 3 edges and glue this straight to the base. Okay, so that's that stuck down. I'm just going to give that a moment to dry, and while that's drying I thought we could work on the closure. Now for the closure I am going to use some of this twine again, and I've already prepared a couple of these. So I was thinking of putting these at the top and the bottom corner, and then having 2 strings of twine kind of going around just to kind of help decorate it. So I'm just going to punch my holes in here. So what I'm going to do for that is take out the brad, put this where I want it, and then make my mark with my pencil. And I'm going to do the same for this one. Now unfortunately I did not punch my holes directly in the middle of these circles, but that doesn't matter. And then okay, and now we can put the brads back in. So let's close that. And I'm going to put a knot in the end, just because twine like this starts to fray, so that just stops it from completely unraveling. And then now there's a couple of ways that I can do this. I can either come around here and wrap this side so that it's just going over the back, or it can come around this side, but then it's interfering with my lace. So actually I am going to come up and round. So I'm going to loop that, and then I'm going to want another knot, aren't I? There we go, and then that just loops around there like that. Okay, so that then is the closure. It's keeping it all nice held tightly. You can of course completely decorate the front as well. So I have got still a lot of these kind of sentences. So dreaming of a white Christmas. What else have we got? Cozy. Oh, we could have gift, couldn't we, since this is a gift. Got this star. Just want to be careful with obviously what's around the other side. So I think that one. Yeah, so we've got December 25th there, so I think that one's probably not quite right. We have got this gorgeous bauble, which kind of goes with the berries and things that are here, so that might be quite nice. I do quite like the gift one, so I do like that one. We'll definitely use that. And then obviously we've got these stars, but I kind of want something a little bit smaller. So I don't know whether to have something like that. I think if you have something there, then it kind of looks a bit weird because it's kind of all four corners. It kind of needs to be three. Yeah, I'm not sure on the start. I do quite like this. So I'm tempted to have those two together like that. I mean, I do like the ball, but I just think it looks a bit odd having all four. I think it just needs to be those three. So I think that's what I'm going to keep it as. Yeah, the rest are all, I think, just numbers. Which, like I said, I would have liked a 25 on there, but because I've got December 25 kind of stamped or faux stamped on there, I don't really want to do that here. So let's get rid of the rest of those. And let's start sticking these bits together. So just going to again add some ink as we've been inking everything else up, and around this one because we have got some white edges. As I said, not that I'm overly fussed with the white. I have been using different bits and pieces that have the white showing. So we've got those. Just trying to decide if we need something else. I have the teeniest, tiniest bit of cheesecloth, which we all know I do love to add to a project. So maybe we'll do that. Looks good. Right. Let's get this bit stuck down first. So that's going there. Then got this bit of, whoops, cheesecloth's going to go off to the side if it releases from my finger. And then the word gift is going to slightly overlap, so I don't want to glue that corner. And that's going to go there. Yeah, I really like that. So now that that's done, so that's our front cover. I don't think I want to do anything to the back. So let's have a look on the inside. Which way round did this go? Oh, I think it was the bottom that we were undoing, wasn't it? Although I'm going to swap this round so that this bit's at the bottom, so you're undoing it from the top. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? So unravel, then you've got that hanging. Right, okay, so we've got this, and I know you can see that peeking through. That does not bother me in the slightest. Just going to move those round. I'm just wondering whether there's something that need to be stuck over these. I'll come back to those. But then, yeah, this is now a nice little album. So we've got some space for journaling here. We've got a pocket there for some ephemera. Another little bit of writing space here, and then again a pocket at the back for some more ephemera. And then if we go this way, we've got the same. So you've got a pocket and then a little teeny tiny bit of journaling space possibly down there. So just another cute little Christmassy idea. Now I think I'm going to probably fill these bits up with some of the leftover pieces that I have. So I have lots of bits that I've already cut out from the kit that I've been kind of using. So we've got these two girls, so they could possibly fit inside one of the pockets. We can have a look at some of these other pieces. Now obviously I need to look at the smaller ones because some of these are quite long, and I think all of these are actually. But then I can adapt the tags, so I can obviously chop those down. So you've just got a little bit of the tag peeking out. That's a possibility. And then on this side we need something. Now I have got these circle cutter parts which are really cool, so I could possibly put those in there. And obviously there's some journaling space on the back. And then it was just that last pocket, wasn't it? So for that last pocket I think I might do what I've just said. So I might cut these two tags down. So let's see if they're going to come out there. And it doesn't matter if they're overhanging a little bit. I need to trim them about there. Oops, Christ. Okay, so they're just teeny tiny little tags now, but those two can slot in there, and I can have one down and one a little bit sort of further up. And like I said, it doesn't matter that they're hanging out. I can actually, and I think I will, put some string in that one as well. I have got some thread from my last project that I didn't use. So I can pop that in there like that. And then that all comes together. Well, there you go. I am really happy with how this turned out. I think it's super cute. It would make a great Happy Mail because it's nice and small and thin. Also could make a really good stocking filler. You've got some nice space in there for some journaling, to add some photos, tuck some little pieces of ephemera away. Just a nice, quick, easy little project. So this is the last project in the series that I'm doing. At the end of this week, there will be the prize drawing, as I said at the beginning of the video. So make sure that you are popping your posts into the Facebook groups. Everything will be listed down below, all of the Facebook groups, plus the links to the kits. Please go and check out the design team members. They've been working hard and creating some wonderful things too. Definitely go and check out Nathalie from LineDotArrow because she's obviously showing off her half of the kit and she's made some amazing, beautiful projects as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.